Happy Saturday. Oh. Live chat. Live chat. Okay. Hello, everyone. I did not film a Friday Reads video, so I thought let me do a brief currently reading. I say brief, who knows? A currently reading video so that you can, join me and such and stuff. So if you're here, please say hello in the chats and I will tell you what I am reading. I'll tell you what I'm reading anyway. Okay, so as you'll probably see from the thumbnail, I'm reading Sorrowland by Rivers Solomon. Sorrowland is the third Rivers Solomon book that I've read. The first book that I read was An Unkindness of Ghosts. The second book I read was The Deep, and now we've got Sorrowland. And all of the books have blue covers, various shades of blue. I wonder if that is their favorite color. So I went into this book without knowing very much about it because Rivers Solomon is an insta-buy for me. I think that the themes that Rivers covers in their novels have been really enchanting, and well, the themes have been very relevant, but the ways in which Rivers covers these themes is quite enchanting. And so far, all three Rivers Solomon books that I've read have had very different energies and feels to them. So An Unkindness of Ghosts was grittier, although actually I think Sorrowland is probably grittier than An Unkindness of Ghosts, but I loved the setting of An Unkindness of Ghosts. I really enjoyed the world building and the questions about autonomy and class and race and parenthood, and the outer limits. I love the way that An Unkindness of Ghosts and mental health and relationships, desire. I love how An Unkindness of Ghosts took up all of those questions. And then in terms of The Deep, I really loved the way Rivers collaborated with other artists to continue the telling of this story of Africans who chose not to be enslaved by creating a whole new existence for themselves under sea. And, familial obligation, and power and so on. And as I really enjoy reading all of the books or all of the works that a writer has written, because as you read what they write, and especially if they're very prolific like Rivers Solomon is, and you're reading their writing very soon after they publish, it's almost like all of their stories together tell a meta story. And it's always kind of interesting to figure out what that story might be, and to potentially feel like it's a story that's being told to you. So I think that there is several stories being told across Rivers Solomon works. I could just be making that up, but certainly questions around like family obligation, rules and strictures, self-emancipation, all of those themes run through their work as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I'm definitely enjoying Sorrowland. So I will tell you a little bit more about where I am in the book, what's happening in the book. But first, let me see who's here. So if you're watching, please feel free to leave a comment. So Juanita, hello. Aaron, hello. You've only read The Deep. What did you think of The Deep? I guess one of my questions for everybody is, how much Rivers Solomon have you read, and what do you think of their work? Hello, Shay. Okay, so, and thank you for those who have given this video a thumbs up. I appreciate it. So I am currently on, I'm using my Blackoween, what do we call these? It's been a day. Bookmarks. Okay, so I have been annotating, as I always do, or as I usually do. And what I decided to do this time, I matched the marker. So I'm using a marker. And I am not, the only time I'll highlight or underline a whole paragraph, a whole line, is if the specific words of that sentence are really super, super important to me, such that I want to remember them. So you'll see, I haven't bedazzled it yet. I'm just annotating. So you'll see that I have highlights along the side, and then there's a word that keeps on coming up, fiend. And then there is the narrator, because I'm hybrid reading this. The narrator started to sing, and it was really beautiful. So I drew little musical notes to remind myself that the narrator is singing those passages. And I also will use a curved cornered rectangle if there is a passage that I want to pull out and reflect on its own. And then if I laugh at something, I'll write LOL. So the narrator is sarcastic at times, and so I'm enjoying that. So what can I say right now about Sorrowland? I think I'm 4 chapters in. I think I'm on page 48, 40, page 40. I'm on page 40. I think of the 3, this is the darkest of Rivers Solomon's works, I would say. It's quite atmospheric. The first several chapters, or at least where I've read so far up to, take place in a forest over several seasons. And so there's a lot of flora and fauna and magic, and it's precisely the kind of magic that I enjoy. If you've watched this channel, you know that my favorite kind of magic is that which is subtle and where the reader can't completely be sure of what's happening. I'm also not sure how trustworthy the narrator is right now, but I'm enjoying the story that is slowly unfolding. Also, I'm listening to it at 1.0 speed, and a couple of times I've been tempted to listen to it at 0.9 or 0.8 speed, because there are stories being told in the silences as well, and I want to make sure that I capture those. So it's definitely a slow read. There are a couple of chapters that I've reread because I've wanted to let them kind of sink in. So this one is being read extremely slowly. So in terms of the prompts that it fulfills, I'm just going to look at this for a second, because Bree has helpfully put all the reading prompts in the back of the bookmark. So is it a horror novel? There are horror elements to Sorrowland. So I don't know that the entire novel would properly be characterized as horror, but it's definitely scary. Yes. It's not a mystery novel in the traditional sense, but there certainly is a mystery that we're presented with as soon as this story starts. So there is a figure, there is a character that has a weird identity. And so the reader is left to wonder, just as the main character wonders who this character actually is, what is their identity. I wouldn't call it a thriller, but we might get there. And is it a 20th century? It's obviously not a 20th century novel. Wait, right. Yeah. It was in the 1900s. And there is, I think, I don't know about the extent to which there is queer representation, but I'm expecting that it'll come very soon because it's River Solomon. So they don't build worlds without queer people. And would this be an underrated Black author? I would say no. I don't think that that River Solomon is. Well, I wouldn't consider River Solomon to be underrated, but I definitely want River Solomon to be more popular because they deserve all the things and all the awards because they're exquisite and incredible. So, okay, so now let's see. I'm just going to open my BlackSFFathon prompts to see what it fulfills. So definitely, where is the picture with the prompts? It's probably not going to be easy for me to find, is it? No, it's not. And I don't have the prompts. Oh, okay, that's the Instagram. Okay, a book that's been on my TBR. So it fulfills that prompt because it has been on my TBR for a while. It is a book with a blue cover. And is it a book with ghosts? I don't know. But it certainly fulfills 2 out of the 4 prompts for the BlackSFFathon. So if a ghost shows up, then this will be it. This will be my book. So we'll see. Anyway, so far the short story is I'm enjoying Sorrowland by Rivers Solomon. It fulfills prompts for Blackoween as well as the BlackSFFathon. And Rivers Solomon is a genius. And that is what I have. So I'm going to read the comments. And then once I'm done, I am going to eat my food while listening to and reading the book. So, hi, Bria. You've been wondering my thoughts on Sorrowland. So you've heard them so far. Have you read it? And what do you think? Hey, Aaron. Okay, you love The Deep, but that's their only work that you've read in full. Ah, well, that tells me that you might not have enjoyed Sorrowland because unless you're reading it right now and you haven't finished it. And then Juanita, you haven't read any of their work, but you've added them to your read list. That is okay. It is okay to not have read any of their work, but I'm very happy to hear that you've added them to your list. So that's wonderful. All right, everyone. I hope that you are having a very enjoyable weekend. If you're in Canada, it's a long weekend. So I hope that you enjoy the long weekend and read with purpose. Read with purpose. You loved The Deep and an Unkindness of Ghosts. Oh, hello, Deidre. And you're ready for Sorrowland. Are you going to be reading Sorrowland, Deidre? Are you going to be reading Sorrowland for the readathons this month? Okay, so Kasha, you've read The Deep, but you think you didn't like it because you're expecting something more. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, The Deep was subtle. I found The Deep powerful and it was subtle. And I mean, you know how when you're underwater, things are dampened, like sound is dampened and certain sensations are dampened, right? Like in my view, touch is dampened because you're feeling the water around you. Sound is dampened and morphed. Even what you can see is dampened. So I think that The Deep very much felt like an underwater experience. And if you're expecting something that was like, right, like it doesn't do that for sure. But I wonder if you accept the deep for what it is, did you enjoy that? So I'm curious about that. You're going to try it for BlackSFFathon, but you might not get finished in time. Yep, that happens. I think just get started and see if you like it. And if you don't finish it in time, it's fine. These are all meant to be just chill, right? Okay. I'm going to wait to see if there are any other comments. And if not, I'm going to go. If you're enjoying these lives, please give them a thumbs up. It helps, and I really appreciate that. So I'll wait for a few minutes, and then I'll go. Oh, you said share the hobbies. So you think it does merit a reread with that in mind? Because, yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm glad that you're enjoying the lives. I appreciate that. There will be more. All right. I'm going to go read. Have a good weekend. Remember to read with purpose, and I hope that you enjoy any and all of the readathons that you're participating in this month. All right, everyone. See you.